Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and certified high performance coach. And man, I've been pumped for weeks knowing that Carl was going to be a guest on the podcast. So, Carl, I know a tiny bit about you, but tell our viewers who you are, what you do, and who you serve, and then we'll get into our podcast.
Fantastic. Thanks, Pete, for the opportunity. So I'm Carl Salibi. I work in Dubai. I've been in the UAE for the last 30 years. Most of my time has been in the communication and advertising field in the corporate world. I mainly specialize in branding, strategy, purposing brands and building a long term foundation for solid brands to grow and prosper. Um, and I would say in the last 7 8 years, I've been more and more inclined into and liking and enjoying coaching at a team level at the start, and then got certified as a life coach, and then as a CHPC 3 years ago, I would say. And I just love helping people, transition from a place that is comfortable, good, to a place that is better. I believe in potential. I believe that I actually hate seeing potential that is not fulfilled, and that's like what drives me. Sometimes it's annoying a little bit when it comes to the family or the kids, but when somebody is has the capability, has the potential, has all what it takes, it's just like kind of stuck. And with a bit of coaching, with a bit of directing, with a bit of enabling, they can take a step into the next level. That is my biggest fulfillment. And I really love seeing people moving from good to great. So that's kind of like, in a nutshell,
Yeah,
my passion. Yeah.
I love that. Let's go back 3 years. I read all about your background, and I love every bit of it because I think the branding, the strategy, all the things that you've done over the last 30 years are so critical in today's world, and even kind of more so because you're in Dubai, I'm over in Atlanta in the US. We're connecting. I mean,
Mm.
it wasn't too long ago that was not possible. Now it is. So, what kind of motivated you to step out? Had you been coaching your teams over the years, and then you wanted to take it in the certified high performance coaching arena?
Yeah. I mean, I've I've got into coaching. I would say maybe 15 years ago,
Mhm.
mainly into life coaching. But then I was always, because of my corporate world and because of like the kind of surrounded by executives and people that need to take decisions, actions, etc. I kind of like wanted to be more on the performance side, more like, how can I improve somebody's performance? How can I improve somebody's capability? How can I get them to believe more in what they can do? Less than like life coaching and dilemma solving. I mean, it's part of it, of course, because at the end of the day, you can, if you need to motivate someone, you need to ask the right question in order to take the action. But for me, it's because of also of my athletic background, and I've always been a competitor in sports.
Mhm.
I've coached my young kids into tennis for like 7 8 years of his life. So performance, the whole performance area, and how can perform better, perform at a higher level, again, fulfill your potential, has always been more like tangible for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see results that are related to performance, from this to this to that, it has a more rewarding kind of payback.
Yeah.
And I applied this. I've always been known within my career. I've always been called a people person.
Mm-hmm.
um, I wasn't very much task oriented. I was always like called people person, people who would love to work with me. I always kind of like, even at the expense of my own, growth, I kind of like grew people and let them go, leave my team to excel in other areas or in other geographies or in other teams. So but yeah, I believe in that type of leadership and performance. You need to be like, if you ask somebody to do something, and they do it willingly because of they you love working with you,
Mm-hmm.
that's more important for me than, like, you have to do it because you have to do it, otherwise you're
Yeah.
like get fired. So yeah.
Think you like imagine your mentor like mine is Brendan Bouchard's, and he does have that mindset of high performance. He wrote the book, The Five
Yeah.
Habits, and so numerous other books. Let's my community loves Dubai. I mean, they just
Yeah.
friend, new golfer buddy, and he was in real estate, but he went over for a couple weeks just to
Mm,
find out and curious, and he just had an appetite for the part of the world that's growing so fast. Tell
yeah.
us, would you share with our community, like, what is Dubai like for somebody that's never traveled there? Can you just kind of describe what your life is like for us over here that have such a curiosity of Dubai?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Dubai is a very unique country in a region that is, kind of like, they have we have a lot in common, from a language, from, as a region. But
Mhm,
Dubai is a unique model, because the leadership and the vision of the ruler and people governing Dubai is very unique. They're very progressive,
mhm,
very tolerant. They welcome all types of people from all over the world.
mhm,
They have an obsession in making things good and better.
mhm,
They believe that they want to attract great minds, great people from all over the world, give them the opportunity to strive, but live and continue to live with their families and grow in Dubai. So even though it's known as an expat community, but I've been in Dubai for 30 years,
mhm,
and I don't intend to leave. Dubai has been excellent for me, for my kids, for my work, and it's there's a lot of progress. Always you feel there's a progress, whether like yesterday or last week, they launched a program about having 100 fintech companies, startups in Dubai. That's a goal for them.
mm,
um, I've lived in the city for 30 years, and every 2 years there's anything that you would say, oh, I wish they can improve on the roads, or I wish they can do more cycling tracks, or I wish, and it's happening, it happens. So they're very much service oriented, very much business oriented, very much open to and tolerant to all uh, types of people, cultures, religions, nationalities.
Hmm.
As long as you do things correct and you work hard, and it's a great place to live. And unlike, I mean, I work between different markets in the region. I
Hmm.
would say this is the only place where 99% of the people you meet in the street or you see in a coffee shop are laughing, are happy, are,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
You go to Europe today and you have people cringing and upset and, and complaining and whatever. You go to other markets in the other countries in the region, it's either restricted, limiting. But here, it's really, and there's a happiness index in Dubai. It's a mandate. There's a happiness minister in Dubai.
Oh,
There's a lady who's a happiness minister, and her mission in life is to improve the happiness rating in Dubai, in the UAE.
is awesome. When I think about it, I think of Dubai as a high performance city,
Absolutely.
because just because you know how we practice in high performance, that mindset of excellence, that mindset of challenging ourselves,
Absolutely.
of having that happiness, that joy. So tell me, like, okay, I want to move there. What would I have to do to facilitate that?
Look, I think it depends on, you're moving as part of a company or as a individual.
Individ 'Cause I can do business anywhere in the world, but let's just say, like, I said, maybe I wanna live there 6 months and I wanna live back here because I have grandkids, 6
Yeah,
granddaughters and 2 daughters, so I'm not gonna leave them. But if I were to travel, so what would that look like, setting up a business in Dubai for somebody like myself? Our whole podcast community is very, um,
yeah,
mobile. They can live anywhere, they can do anything, they can
yeah.
podcast from anywhere. So what
It,
would
it's
that
super,
look?
it's super easy because I think now they have few new types of visas
Mhm,
for online businesses. So you can register an online business, and you can get a residency, and you can live up to 6 months or out of Dubai and 6 months outside Dubai. Um, it's like, I mean, I would say, from a registration of a company, licensing, everything is very easy. Everything is digital,
mhm,
it's online. Um, the only thing is Dubai is a bit on the expensive side.
mhm,
Uh, so cost of living is a bit high.
mhm,
Uh, I think because of all what Dubai offers, from security, from facilities, from services, all of that. But I see a lot of, I mean, there are a lot of global influencers that are spending 6 months a year in Dubai.
mm,
They stream from Dubai. They have their podcast. They have and they travel in and out. Very easy to travel in and out. The airport is a big hub for the whole region.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I would say I don't see any problems. And
Okay.
today's world, you can reach audiences and clients anywhere in the world, and
Mhm.
you can be anywhere you want. You have to adapt to the weather. That's the
What's it like? Describe, like, the
yeah.
weather to us over here.
So let's put it this way: between mid October to beginning April, it's like California. It's beautiful. It's
Mhm,
like nice weather. Temperature at night drops to like max 10, 11 Celsius
Hmm.
during the day. It's pleasant, breathy, whatever. It's really nice.
Hmm.
Between April to September, it gets very humid.
Hmm.
Uh, Temperature can go up to uh, 45 degrees Celsius. It becomes really, it's not an outdoor, forget outdoor during those months. But from now until April, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that because my daughter lived in Arizona, and so during
Uh-huh.
the summer you just didn't go out. I mean,
Yeah,
because it got so hot, so
yeah,
humid. But during almost like you described your seasons, it's beautiful. October through
yep.
April, but yeah, summertime you weren't playing tennis in the outdoors because it just
Forget it.
possible.
Forget it.
15.
You need an oxygen mask.
Yeah, yeah, you just can't do it. And
Yeah,
my daughter was walking with her mother-in-law, and they just walked it like a mile and a half, and it was in
yeah,
the summer, and they were totally exhausted
yeah,
because that index was so high and
yeah,
so warm that the body just could not adapt that quickly to it.
yeah.
So tell me about like sports. Like your kids play tennis. So
Mhm.
do they like on that tennis? Is that outdoors during the good season and then indoors through the hot season?
Mainly, I mean, like between, let's say, July, mid June to mid September,
Mm-hmm.
there is no activity. There's no outdoor. So kind of like the tennis season is gone because there isn't. Surprisingly, there isn't. You would wonder if there should be more indoor courts, tennis courts, which is not the case. I don't know why. But for example, paddle picked up like crazy in the last 2 years, and you have a lot of indoor paddle courts now. I think it makes economical sense because you can fit three paddle courts in one
Mm-hmm.
tennis court, and you don't need the infrastructure. It's a simpler
Mm-hmm.
uh, business, I think. But yeah, mainly it's now. I mean, the season starts now,
Mm-hmm.
and all the tournaments happen in the next few months. But yeah, in summer it becomes it's actually stops. It's dead season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we call it, I don't know if it's the same, we call it pickleball, and
Mm,
it's taken over for tennis because it's
yeah,
smaller and
yeah,
it's easier on your knees and body to be able, but pickleball is over here is the fastest growing sport that kind of
yeah,
evolved out of tennis. And
yep.
so people are they're putting pickleball courts everywhere to be able to handle the demand. What would you say like for I'm curious because you told me about the happiness minister. I think that is the coolest thing is if you
Mm,
don't focus on happiness, how do you get it? So that's really good. But for my audience, what is something else that we would be surprised to know about growing up 30 years in Dubai that we would go, wow, didn't have
yeah,
any idea of that.
yeah. I mean, I think you would think from as a foreigner, as a Western, you would think that Dubai uh, fits within the Gulf or the Arab region, and you would think that you might think that it has, you know, I wouldn't say but the perception that it's like Saudi or like Bahrain or like Kuwait. But in reality, it's one of the most cosmopolitan cities
Hmm.
in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the my kids' school, they had around 40 nationalities,
Wow.
from Americans to Europeans to Asians to Arabs from all over the region. Um, the population of Dubai, the local population of Dubai, represents only 15% of the total population. So
Hmm.
that's a major fact. 85% are foreigners.
Hmm.
So you don't feel like you're in an Arab country. You feel like you're in a cosmopolitan. You feel like you're in London. You feel like you're in Paris.
Hmm.
You hear all different languages. Um, you can practice your faith easily. There are churches and mosques and side by side.
Hmm.
Um, tourists all from all over the world are 12 months a year visiting Dubai. So the it's not like the Saudi or Bahrain or Kuwait, or where it's the majority are the nationals, and the
Hmm.
expats are the minority. In Dubai, it's the majority are the expats, and only 15% are the nationals.
Hmm.
So you're in a mall, or you're on the beach or whatever, and you don't feel like you feel like you're in a multinational, international environment, really.
Ooh, that's so good. I'm in Rotary here, and it's international. Ours is
Hmm.
diverse. I mean, it is. You walk in, and we have about 80 people that come to breakfast each week,
Yeah,
and you think it's just so diverse. It's from every. There's I don't know how many countries represented, but there's a lot, and
yeah,
ours is a little bit more progressive than most, but it
yeah,
is you enjoy conversations with different types of people, and it's so learn I mean, we learn so much from the different types and
absolutely.
yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
What would I'm always curious because my becoming a high performance coach, I came through Growth Day, and I watched Brendan speak in San
Mm,
Francisco 15 years ago, 12, 15 years ago. And then
yeah.
I lost touch with him, and I reconnected on a podcast, and that started my journey of being a high performance coach. What was
Mm.
yours like? Like you're in life coaching, you're a people person. How did your performance coach?
Sorry, I lost you for a bit, Pete.
Okay. How the question was like, I came through Growth Day to be a high
Yeah, yeah.
performance. How was your journey? What was it like? How did you discover? Because there is a difference. I like your analogy of Dubai. I think of it as a high performance environment. You do have life coaches out there, but they don't practice what we practice. And we're more
Yeah,
expensive than everybody else because we deliver those transformational experiences.
yeah,
What was your journey like in discovering high performance coaching and
yeah. I think I got to know about Brendan through Anthony Robbins.
okay. Hmm.
So either I think through Anthony Robbins, he mentioned, like, sometimes he mentions like Robin Sharma and Brandon Burchard,
Hmm.
and I think I I bought a course. I bought one or two courses
Hmm.
of Brendan when he had the old, Brendan Kajabi
Yeah.
before Growth Day and before that. And I just love the practical side of the way he teaches, and the post-it notes, and the frameworks, and so yeah, I kind of connected. I felt like he's really helpful, practical, easy to get, and I like his energy. And I had for a while. I had his. I think I took like both 3 or 4 courses on that platform,
Hmm.
and I've knew about the certification
Hmm.
THPC, but for a while it was a bit expensive for me.
Hmm.
What I had, and and I think I was finishing my master's degree or something. I don't remember, but I had some expenses. My kids were in university, and I said, okay, $10,000 is now can be is not the priority. So, and I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it until finally I managed to do the certification, and Growth Day app is my daily companion. I mean, I really enjoy it, especially when it came very handy at moments in time where I had some challenges,
Hmm.
difficulties. So the discipline of you know starting the walk in the morning and doing the listening to the fire, the daily fire,
Hmm.
doing the streak, kind of like, basically,
Hmm.
just kept anchoring me and gave me hope and positive vibe to and it just organized my day.
Hmm.
um and yeah, I started using some of the prompts and some of the with my team, and so I kind of integrated it from what I learned on Growth Day into the daily life.
Hmm.
um my only, I mean, as I mentioned, I haven't put the my coaching into practice really. Um Maybe because I still in between the two words.
Hmm.
um but yeah, I think I'm trying to propose a program within the company,
Hmm.
to take on board 3 or 4 mid-level executives and run the 12 weeks with them. I'm mentoring a person. There's a mentorship program, and I'm
Hmm.
using a lot of the learning from CHPC, and the mindset and the. So I kind of like inject and test and try and test and sense, and it's been very rewarding, very positive, um, to see how things work,
Hmm.
in real life. And I keep doing the certification every year.
Hmm.
So I put myself out there and I coach and I do the role plays and all of that, and I keep getting very positive feedback from everyone. uh, so yeah, I think I just need that kick, just to move. But as you said, I mean, there are realities of life, and you need to manage. And Dubai is not an easy, not a cheap city to live.
Yeah.
So, and to do this transition, it's hard,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
it makes sense because I've been through two certifications, and each time what my takeaway was everybody uses it in their
Own
particular
way. Yeah.
niche, skill sets, genius zone. So it's like across the board, you get different people applying it mainly on their background, where they love to
Mm,
be.
mm.
And I actually met a gentleman, Mark Matthews, through my first, let me see, second certification, and I hired him for 6 months because I he now has a PhD in human behavior, but
Okay.
meeting people in the certification has been an absolute
Yeah.
joy. I mean, I
Yeah.
have a lady in Miami, Nancy. She finished her book. She was an Olympic athlete. Just like you described, it's a high performance kind of
Mm,
environment, culture, community. and everybody in that community is a cut above what I saw in the life coach and just
Yeah.
regular coaching. And Brendan talks about it. It's kind of, it's just very different. So I want to be respectful of your time, and I want to be able to give our viewers, because everybody has, if they have that framework of high performance coaching, they want to find somebody that fits their, like, where they want to go. So
Mm.
I would like you to kind of describe to me who would be the ideal client for you, given your branding, your strategy, your background of being a people person. Who would
Yeah.
you like to see to be able to help them in that high
Yeah.
performance mindset?
Yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of work and thinking about this, and I think it goes back to my purpose. So I've articulated my purpose to be, um, working with someone to um, get them from good to great,
Mm-hmm.
in a nutshell, and through finding, that potential, and get them to realize it. So which means that I wouldn't work with somebody who is not already good, in
Mm-hmm.
the sense. So I wouldn't work with someone who is doesn't want to achieve or want to be better, or
Mm-hmm.
so it's not like, solving a dilemma or helping somebody. Like, that's not my target audience. So but somebody who is kind of like, uh, have the potential to grow, to make a leap, to change, to transition, to improve. Just needs a little bit of guidance, help, and continuous, motivation, and somebody that maybe they lost belief in themselves a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and reinstilling that belief. Because I believe a good coach is somebody who believes in you sometimes more than you believe in yourself, and get you to accept and transition into this. um so yeah, I mean
Good.
that's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
really good. I
Yeah.
love how you describe that. And there are people out there that speaks to. So I appreciate you sharing that with our community. Let our people, before I have one more question, but I want you to let our community know, how can they get a hold of Carl? What would be the best way they can contact you?
um I think they can either send me an email to salibicarl@gmail.com,
Mm-hmm.
or on LinkedIn, through a direct message,
Okay.
or if they are in the, I think, in the CHPC community, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anybody who is interested uh, in coaching, and I think I bring my branding, my communication, strategic foundation, all of that. I find it useful in applying to personal branding. So if somebody is interested also in how to create the persona, create a positioning for themselves, create a brand, even an identity, from a visual, all of that, that is in line with who they are authentically and what they can give and what they can offer. I think I have that part from my current world that I can bring to the table, and I can advise on that front as well.
Ooh, that's so good. So I'll make sure that if you're listening to this, we'll put that information in the show notes so you can get a hold of Carl. He's on LinkedIn. That's how we met, on LinkedIn.
Yep.
So that might be a good platform to connect with you on. So as we wind down, tell our viewers, like, what is the one thing that you would want them to take home from our time on this podcast?
I think you should. There's always a there's always a better place, or a better state, or a better situation around us,
Mhm.
and it doesn't have to be really a big leap into a promotion or something. A better place could be somewhere where you feel calm and content, and uh, at ease, with yourself, and that could be a place that will make you happier, and get you actually to start thinking in the next move. Or
Mhm.
it could be from, transition from, it doesn't if you're for 20 years you've been in one career, and you think that's all, that category. It doesn't don't this is the limiting belief. You can always, you know take whatever you've learned and put it somewhere else, and create your second curve, if you want, your second growth curve. So there's always if you're an ambitious person, and if you have dreams of a moving from where you are to a better place,
Mhm.
you should do it, and you don't want to regret, because the worst thing you can have is that, say, if I wish I did this, or I
Yeah.
wish I did this,
Yeah.
and unless you try, you never know.
Wow, those are wise
So
words. Thank you, Carl, for bringing your story and your, chance to connect with our community. I really appreciate you making the effort to be on the podcast halfway around the world. We love it. If you would mind waiting a few minutes, I'm gonna say goodbye on this podcast, but I'd love to talk to you for a few minutes off air if you want to.
sure, sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Carl, for being
Thank
on.
you.
Yes, we appreciate